Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. With respect to the federal lawsuit styled as Goncalves et al. Versus Washington State University, the docket in the Western District Court for Washington, that's federal court, has been relatively quiet for more than a month now, ever since the federal district court judge, Kimberly K. Evanson, issued the court order back on April 14th regarding initial disclosures and joint status report issued pursuant to the federal rules of civil procedure. The conference deadline that attorneys for both sides had to meet and confer regarding the preparation of the joint status report was scheduled per this April 14th order to happen on or before May 5th, 2026. Judge Evanson made it clear this meeting was not to occur, for example, via exchange of email. It was to occur either by a virtual meeting online, a telephone conference, or in person. And during that conference, it is expected that the attorneys addressed the joint status report, which would have all of the items that are listed in the federal rules of civil procedure that must have a deadline attached to them to ensure the efficient progress of the case and to ensure no federal case just sits there endlessly. It must progress through the court system. For example, we're expecting this joint status report due on or before May 26th to include such things as when court-ordered mediation will occur, when discovery cutoff will happen, when the joinder of any possible third parties in the case, as Washington State University stated might happen in their answer and affirmative defenses, a deadline for bringing in any other parties into the case. Might there be a deadline for when the trial of this action is to occur? Although that is not specifically stated, must be included by operation of the federal rules of civil procedure in this initial status report. There is a possibility that it might be included in there when the parties believe that trial should be set for in this case. Now, Judge Evanson, in her April 14th court order, indicated that most cases go to trial within a year of the date of the joint status report's filing. So in this case, it would be roughly the end of May 2027 using that yardstick. Of course, nothing is set in stone, particularly in a case like this, where there are multiple plaintiffs, multiple claims. Claim number one alleges a violation of Title IX, which is a federal statute. The other claims are for wrongful unaliving, for negligence, and so there's a possibility that the trial date will be later. We will keep you posted as to any other developments that arise prior to the filing of that joint status report, which is directed by Judge Evanson's order to be filed by May 26th, 2026. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.